All right. I think I'm up and running. Let me check my channel here. Yep, I'm live. Cool. Zen. All right. Hey, everybody. I don't think anyone's on yet, which is okay with me. Let's see here. Okay, I'm just going to leave it on here. And we'll just get to work. And let's see, where was I at here? I'm trying not to think too much about what's going on. Probably a good thing. Okay. I don't know, I'm just like fascinated with everything that's running. All right, no, it's great. Let's get started. I'll get Lazy Nezumi open. Yep, I know. There's always an update. I like that he works on it that much. But I put off updating all the time. Let's see. Okay, I think we're set there. And what am I missing here? It's drawing. Oh, that'd be a great start for my pin sensitivity to be totally screwed. Where are we? 130. Oh, good. I probably should have tested that before I went live. I tell you what, let's just check over here. Let's just do. I'm getting a line, just not a very good line. This is going to be the troubleshooting episode, apparently. Let's turn up. Well, that just ain't gonna work. Is that Lazy Nezumi doing that? It was. I guess I do need to update that. That's gonna keep on going, isn't it? Yep. Okay. No Lazy Nezumi this time then. I will address that another time. After I pick my correct color and get on my correct layer. There we go. I'll tell you what, let's scale the navigator up a bit so people can actually see what the heck I'm doing here. There we go. Hey, I got a viewer. Hello, whoever you are. How's it going? I am slowly getting over my nerves. So, thanks for tuning in. Right now, I am just working on the shadow layer for a DnD character for my home game. Got a half-elf druid here. Hey, what's up, Combat Tester? Welcome. You're my very first audience member. Thank you for being here. Can you hear me okay? Is the sound level good? You can hear the music? It's still a good-looking squid. I like it. I'll take that squid. That's a good squid. Okay. I think we're just working. Get these satchels here. I'm going to be looking at chat like a guy throwing his first party. Ah, right on. Cool. Well, as long as everything sounds good, I'm not blowing out your eardrums, I'm not mumbling, then hey, we're off to a good start. I will take that. Alright, and I'm just going to be kind of hopping around on this. I'm not really one for like hitting shading on one spot all that often. I kind of like to do a little bit here and there, hop over here, hop over there, feel it out. I also don't know where I'm sitting on my webcam. I've got kind of a weird desk setup, so I'm probably going to be a little bit in and out of the picture, a little in and out of my microphone range, but we'll get better with time. Let's turn here. Tell you what, actually let's do some broad stroke stuff here because a lot of the inside of that cloak is going to be shaded. Let's see, editing layer. I think that's on the right setting. Let's try that. Nope, whole thing's about to turn purple. No? Okay, just didn't read at all. Let's see, multiple referring. Let's turn that over. Now let's try. Yeah, there we go. Groovy. It's almost like I've used this application before. That's good news. And tell you what, where's my block layer? There we go. That's not quite it. Where is that? My color? That's Attila. There's Juniper. Okay. There's my base color. I've got a good silhouette so I can actually do this stuff. It's handy. And there we go. If you can see where my layers are at, you can probably already tell I am not good about naming my layers. I'm looking at my preview on here, and actually I'm guessing you can't see my layers panel at all. It looks like the whole thing's a little zoomed in, but that might just be on my side. Let me click over on that. No, pretty sure that's what everyone's seeing. Hey, thank you for the follow. Hey James, how's it going? Appreciate that, man. That's awesome. Okay, let's bring this brush up and switch me over to a pencil. I swear I pay more attention than this most of the time, guys. Nerves are getting me a little bit. Okay, let's keep it at broad strokes. Yeah, that'll do. In case you guys are wondering why I'm just throwing purple on top of this, this is actually going to be switched over to a multiply layer. So I'm kind of painting in my shadows right now. Going for a little more of a, I guess, a anime-esque approach to this. Kind of your hard, crisp shadows. So it's going to look a little more like that all in all, which is probably a little more pleasing to the eye. What we got here? Hey, thanks for the follow, Combat Toaster. Appreciate that, man. All right. Or man, I'm assuming this toaster's gender. Apologies for that. And yeah, we'll do broad strokes on the staff for starters. Can always etch this stuff away. And at some point I'll add a song request widget to my stream. For now, I wasn't really sure how to do that, so you guys are going to get some lo-fi hip-hop. Hope that's to everyone's taste, because that always mellows me out when I need it. Here we go. Where did I decide my light source was? Okay, yeah. Looks good. Also not quite. Let me see, I'm checking in on chat. Sorry, let me catch up here. I might be stopping and stuttering a bit. I'm not sure. Like I said, I only tested this a couple of times. If it's like the pictures popping around, that's kind of on my side too. I kind of need to do some upgrades on my computer, but we're kind of working with what we have here. Clip Studio Paint's pretty lightweight, but whenever I'm actually panning the image, this is like, what is the size of this? I work at just a pointlessly large size because I'm a little too detail oriented. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, about 8 inches by 11 inches, and I'm pretty sure this is 600 DPI, so way overkill. Let's see. Yeah, if it's stuttering while I'm panning, that's totally my side. I'm seeing that too. Feminine toaster, gotcha. Okay. I guess we probably have a light shadow from there. Of course, Lazy Nezumi isn't working for me, and I didn't realize that until I started the stream, so I'm going to have to just kind of learn to live with my not perfect shadows, which is good. I need to deal with that at some point. There we go. I feel pretty good with her face here. Yeah, everything topside looks pretty good here. I don't want to get too buck wild with shading on the folds of her jacket and all that. Some of this stuff you gotta just let go. I don't need to spend my time on all of this, even though it's certainly my inclination. Hey, Vixen, what's up? Thanks for joining. Thanks for the follow. Chilled Cow. I'm gonna have to check that out. Is that like a Spotify station or a YouTube channel, or where can I find that at? No chill. Thanks very much. Yeah, this is the 4th. Yeah, number 4 of 4 D&D characters. Here, tell you what, I'll actually show you guys the others. Where is Oshinya? There he is. So yeah, my crew is 4 people strong. So this is our half-orc druid, Oshinya. It's pretty awesome so far. Totally lost our window here. Oh no, don't draw on that. YouTuber, cool. I will look into them. Let me see here. I am showing on Streamlabs a few drop frames, so that might be something I'll have to fiddle with over time. I'm a newbie, so I'll get there. Let's see, so that's Oshinya. We've also got Virion, another half-elf, or I'm sorry, not a half-elf, a wood elf, and he's our ranger. He's been fun so far. He's kind of the troublemaker of the group. Shoot first, ask questions later, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so let me see here. I'll tell you what, let me crack everybody open and then I'll kind of like go over a little bit of backstory. My wife is one of the players and she's cheering me on from the living room, so I'm not going to get too in-depth on these because spoilers and all that. But I'll tell you what I can. And let's see, her character I think I actually drew back in Photoshop, so let's try this file. And hopefully this won't choke my computer out having Photoshop open too. Yeah, those lo-fi beats. So good. I'm so glad I found that subgenre. Okay, so there's, let's see, make sure that's actually on a good angle on the stream. So that is Zinwin. She is a silver dragonborn warlock. That is my wife's character. Yeah, 5e. And it's actually all of our first real deal games. I'm DMing. My wife's never played. My 2 best friends haven't played, and my one of my best friends' fiance is also playing, and it's her first time too. So we're figuring it out, and we're playing Tomb of Annihilation. So it's been fun. Been on a bit of hiatus due to having a baby, but we're getting back to it. So character stuff. Zinwin being a warlock, she is actually using a homebrew patron over on the Unearthed Arcana Reddit. someone put together this amazing like compendium of dark secrets or something like that is the title. And one of the patrons is kind of like a sentient star, a fallen star kind of thing. So that's sort of her patron, and her abilities are kind of related around like constellations and tarot cards and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. Nothing like Molly Mock if you're a Critical Role fan, but just the tarot theme for spells and stuff. So that's Zinwen. Backstory-wise, her lady love was killed because reasons. And she tried to bring her back from the dead, was successful, but then the death curse came into play, and her lover withered away before her eyes. So she's out to figure out the death curse, bring her back to life, fix all that stuff. That's Zinwen. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out. Let's see. We got, hey, Athenas, thank you very much for the follow. Thank you, yeah. It's, I don't know if anyone in here has a kid of their own, but it is a very rewarding and a very wild first couple of months, but we're getting there. So I guess we'll lead off of Zinwen to Oshinya, because they're kind of tied together, because Zinwen's lover who died was actually Oshinya's sister. So Oshinya comes from like a druid clan, half-orcs. There's kind of a split between them of like old guard, stay insular, hide from the world, don't share, your druidic magic with anyone else. And newer, more passionate members like him that want to kind of expand out and meet new people and hopefully learn new tricks and all that kind of stuff. So their whole deal has kind of let's say like a, what's the way to put that? Kind of like battle for the winner. Well, if you've seen Black Panther, mild spoilers, I'll try to keep it pretty tame here. There's a scene in Black Panther where they like, when T'Challa is crowned king, everyone has a chance to challenge. And it's kind of like that. So he got challenged by someone. He was set to be the new clan leader. Did not go well. Then his sister died. Lots of bad things happened. And that's about as deep as I can get in with prying ears. So he's kind of out journeying to redeem himself, I guess. So he's looking for better animal forms to turn into so he can go back and re-challenge the guy and hopefully take his clan back. That's Oshinya. I'll leave you there. Virian, the wood elf, comes from another kind of insular clan. In that they just kind of guard their respective woods. His clan was charged with protecting... Oh, muted. Did I mute or is someone else muted? Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm not rambling to the air. I'll listen to some lo-fi beats in the meantime. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'll switch over to Juniper. Got 2 characters left. I think I can relate backstory while I work. Surely I can do that. Okay. Let's see. Gotcha. I'll tell you what. Yeah, sorry, the disconnect of time between when I'm talking and when chat pops up is something I'll have to get used to as well. Like, I know the delay's there, but yeah. So, Virian, yeah. So their kind of deal is they were charged with guarding this tomb. Man, how much of that can I talk about in front of the live? I know. But suffice to say, like, it's one of those things, like, they've had it in their possession for so long that most of the people take care of it don't really know why they are or what's in it or any of that. But certain elders of the clan enter the tomb to do some kind of ritual, and he's not really sure what. Varian's never really had a part in that. However, at some point, word got around to parties who would be interested about this tomb. They came, pretty much razed his village to the ground, and excavated the whole tomb, like en masse, just dug this big, like half a house size stone thing out of the ground and took it with them. Never cracked it open. And took off with that. Didn't know where. There's a good chance it's in Chult. And we have some plot things revolving around that. They haven't really dug too deep into that yet, so that's kind of where I'm going to have to leave that. But suffice to say, he's kind of looking to maybe recover that if he can find out where it is, what it is, why it is, that kind of thing. And then we have Juniper here, who is our other druid. And she is the kind of anthropologist of the group. Like, we took that background from the Tomb of Annihilation book and kind of worked that into her story. She was just kind of a traveler, ended up joining a druid circle of, I just lost the name, Aarakocra, bird people. Hence the feather motif. Yeah, so good call there, James. And really just kind of like lived among them for a bit, and that's like she knows their language. That's kind of a bit of her background, but made very good friends with an Aarakocra there who actually had an owl-like appearance. And I kind of like to think of Aarakocra as sort of like looking at birds. Like, her having a pet owl is kind of like if her bird friend had a pet monkey. It's like, it's a little rude, and I don't know why you did that to think I would like it, but I'm going to let it slide. Kind of a vibe between them. But during some point while they were training on their druid stuff and, doing their day-to-day meditations and all that, her friend was very eager to kind of do the whole adventuring thing, and he actually went off and joined a group called the Company of the Yellow Banner. Now, if you are familiar with Tomb of Annihilation, you get where that's going. If not, suffice to say, he joined an adventuring company that was interested in something in Chult. And she's kind of out looking for him because they were like pen pals between them, but letters just stopped once he got there. So, yeah, Traveler. Yeah, you got it. This spoilers, guys. This is the Traveler from Critical Role. I didn't think we were going to get to that so quickly, but Combat Toaster, those toasters are pretty good detectives. No, that'd be wild. I don't know how caught up everyone is on Critical Role. I assume since you're here, like me, you don't really have a chance to watch the whole episode tonight. So, we're going to try and keep this a little spoiler-free. But I will say, holy crap, that last episode ending. Oh man, I really do wish I could watch right now. But on the off chance that my son wakes up and is having a just terrible fit, I need to be able to ditch what I'm doing. So I figured I might as well try streaming then. And get some work done, because why not? Get that filled in a little bit. It's interesting. I watch Ryu's and JC's streams when I can, and I think about like the pacing that they hit with their art while they're talking and all that. And like, oh man, I wonder if it slows them down or if it makes them focus more. Like, I expect this is gonna make me focus a lot more because I'm bad about checking Twitter when I'm working. Really bad about that. Stopping and starting. Okay, thanks. Yeah, no spoilers. But yeah, like, even as I'm doing this here, like working on this, I have absolutely zero concept of whether I'm working faster or slower than I normally do. So it's kind of weird. I'll probably have to watch this back to see like what I'm actually doing. And at some point, too, I'm going to get another setup. We have a garage we're going to convert, so I'll have an actual office one day. It'll be good. Oh, that's cool, James. Is there a particular earthen language that your character's name translated to Wanderer from? Let's see. I'm seriously just kind of doodling this on. Which is good. Maybe I'll not overthink my lines and colors if people are watching me draw. I feel like I gotta keep going. It's good. Let's see. I'll tell you what. That's an internal cloak. I feel like a lot of that would be in shadow. Even though I hate to lose that great yellow color. I'll try that, and I might carve this shadow back later. We'll start there. Yeah, I'm definitely going to time. Draconic, cool. Yeah, nice thing, I did manage to figure out how to set up like automatic video saving, whatever you want to call it, on Twitch. There's probably a really good word for that I just should have known. But once this stream is over, it's going to automatically save it. So I can go back and see like timestamps and like how long I spent on this and that. So that'd be good. Nice. I love seeing Dragonborn in campaigns. I think they are strangely underrepresented in D&D groups for being such a popular race. Yeah, I know that hiatus feeling. It's I don't know if you're the DM, Toaster, but it's definitely that herding cats analogy is pretty apt. Like, everyone's into it. I can tell they want to play, but it's really hard to get everyone in the same place at the same time. Let's see. Is anyone else playing any like official modules, or is everyone doing homebrew? What kind of games you got going on? There we go. Yeah, I'll work at a higher level. There we go. That looks pretty good. Yep, getting too specific. There we go. Stop worrying about that one little feather. Yeah, I like that. Do kind of a cut in shadow. Yeah, and that's the thing, James, like, we're seriously like on the session right before I was going to really kind of drop the adventure hook on them. I wanted to kind of, I don't know, for some reason, like, ease into it a little bit since it was everyone's first game, so I wanted to kind of cover, like, here's a simple combat thing. Like, I threw some homebrew stuff in there. When they first showed up to Cholt, I actually had them take a boat instead of just teleporting because I thought that was a little boring. And on their way in, they actually fought a pirate ship that was taken over by Grung, so that was pretty cool. Got to deal with poison in their very first combat encounter and did not die, so I'm very proud of them. Man, Pathfinder is so cool looking to me. It's like, I don't want to call it like 5E's cool older brother, but I always kind of have that sort of take with it. But that was the first kind of D&D I tried back in like middle school with my cousins, and we just absolutely did not figure it out correctly. We were just like, I don't know, roll dice and stuff. And we should have just rolled with it, but we felt like we were doing it so wrong that we kind of just fell off the wagon. And I didn't touch D&D until after Critical Role, really. So I'll have to try Pathfinder again one day. Yeah, life happens fast. And a lot. So I'm gonna bring that shadow over a little more. Yeah, that looks a little more like it's kind of flowing away from her. All right, let's start homing in a little bit. Need a shadow there. Need a little shadow underneath the drop. Come on, there we go. Kind of. Now, toaster, honestly, something I'd recommend that's helped for me lately, and this is coming from a guy with a 2.5-month-old kid. Try and look for a play-by-post D&D game. There's a ton of people with Discord servers, or probably just chat rooms or whatever else, where you can just kind of hop on when you're available. It's all purely text-based, so you just kind of say what your character's going to do, and then like in another chat channel, roll your dice for it, and it's all like integrated with D&D Beyond. It's actually really cool, really well done. I've been playing in a game for about a month now with a few friends from Twitter, and it's great. Like, there's no pressure to just like be on all the time, but that also makes us want to get on more often because it's really accessible. So everyone's been very present for that, and we're running like a Tullus campaign, which I hadn't even heard of until our DM was like, "Here's what we're doing." But it's kind of like a slightly more medieval style Eberron, I guess. Still big city, less Magitech. Let's see. Alright, I guess let's start getting her legs and pants and boots and stuff. Let's bring that down. Oh goodness, I'm glad I can brush this in. I'm so used to working with Nezumi. Here we go. Like, I'm not even working the way I usually do, guys. I'm like so hyper aware of like how I'm sitting and everything that I'm not even using like the usual setup I am. I've got like a touch monitor, so usually I'm over here just like rotating the canvas and all that, but I keep wanting to check chat over here, so my hand's over on my keyboard and I'm using hotkeys instead. It's weird. I don't know why I'm still doing it too. Okay. The service? Sorry, can you elaborate, James? I'm not sure. Again, with the kind of like disparate time between when your chat comes in and when I'm talking, I'm not sure if you're asking about like the Tullus game or what. Ooh, that's a bad one. Here we go. Here we go. That looks like a semi-natural shadow, yeah. Alright, let's bring that on down the calf. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, Roll20. I tried Roll20 in a home game. I was a player in as a friend's campaign before they moved to Olympia, Washington. Okay, yeah, jumping games with Twitter friends. So the term that they're using for me is called play-by-post, or PBP. And there's not like a specific service. We're using Discord just because it's really good. But Discord, at least the channel that our DM set up, had several commands that was like !check, and you'd list your skill and it would roll a 20 and actually access your character sheet that you uploaded from D&D Beyond as a PDF, and it would do the math for you. Super cool. Love it, love it, love it. And if I had the money, I would be all over D&D Beyond. One day, I'm going to get that legendary bundle. Be nice and cost effective, but I'm not about to drop $300 on that. Certainly not right now. Go. Yeah, the actual integration with Beyond, I think it's really just reading the PDF. I'm not super savvy on like Discord commands. I'll have to pick that up soon since I'm starting to stream. But I think that's probably just some scripts that are out there that maybe you could find. I'll check on it and I'll see if I can share that in either in a stream that I do later, or I'll find you guys in JC's Discord or Ryu's Discord. I'll get it to you. We'll figure it out. Combat Toaster, the one that integrates with Beyond Your Image. Okay, yeah. Tullus was the setting. Oh, yeah, Tullus, it's Ptolus. And there's this whole thick book on it. It's like digital only. Like, it is a ridiculously fleshed out giant metropolis city. Like, every street has a name on the map. It's absurd. And like every street has like, here's shops on this street, here's NPCs in this shop. It's like hyper detailed. So yeah, in our game, like we've ventured around like a handful of city blocks. That's it. It's pretty crazy. And I wouldn't say we've hit our adventure hook yet either. So I don't know if we'll get in any politics or anything like that. It seems like kind of a political setting. But it also seems like something maybe you could just do like a whole like criminal underbelly campaign, or just local city heroes. Like adventurers are called Delvers and Tullus, and so like there's a lot of like underground city too. Yeah, I think play by post would probably get a little cumbersome once you have like say a critical role size group, but it's 3 players and the DM, and that's really balanced. I think we could probably handle 2 more players pretty comfortably. I think 3 to 5 is probably ideal for play by post. Yeah, and I'm not super caught up with like side stuff. I dig Forgotten Realms. I really like Eberron, but I've never played in it. I know nothing about Dragonlance, Greyhawk. What else is there? I know there's like Spelljammer. It looks really cool. I'd love to try that. And is it Planescape? Planeshift? I feel like I'm confusing D&D for Magic the Gathering right now. Whatever that's called. So, as you can tell, I'm not super savvy on all that kind of stuff. All things I'd love to try in due time, but yeah. Most of my interaction with D&D has been through like reading about it, because I've only recently convinced like real life meat friends to play with me. So let's do a couple pivots there. Don't feel like we'd get a pocket of shadow here because we're kind of getting the light from upper right area. So I'll leave that be. I don't want to overdo that. I may just kind of bring the shadow up on this side. Yeah. Okay, and let's think. What's going to cast shadows on other stuff? The staff will cast a shadow on the hand. Here we go. Mindful of these things. It'll cast shadows on itself a bit. And we'll get a little streaky shadows just because it's wood. Yeah, we can do better shadows than that. There we go. And kind of get this little burl. Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. Kind of move that. Yeah. Get some form going. Okay. Pretty good with all this. I think that'll be in shadow. We'll get a little bit on the feather. Oh, nice, yeah. The whole, like, I mentioned Unearthed Arcana earlier, the subreddit. If he's not on that, or if you're not on that, I highly recommend checking it out. It's really cool homebrew stuff, and a lot of it's pretty well vetted just because Reddit has that upvote, downvote system. And there's even another one called, I think it's BOH5E, and it's like Best of Homebrew 5E abbreviated. And there's like actual moderators there. We'll go through this really rigorous like review process. So I feel like stuff that's gone through there, I feel pretty confident in incorporating into my home game, and that's where I found that compendium of Forgotten Secrets. That's what the whole Warlock thing was, and there was like a dozen patrons in there, all extremely interesting. Let's see. Space camel and hippo races. I mean, I'm interested. I want to play a space camel. I would love to play a space camel, but I could see that also going really hammy very quickly. I suppose if you took Spelljammer and did kind of a Terry Pratchett approach to it, maybe it works better with that tone. Yeah, in our play-by-post game, if one of us has to sign off, because I'm in Central Time Zone in America, where is our DM based at? I think Knit is West Coast? I gotta ask him. I'm not actually sure. Then my friend Callie, she lives off in Thailand, so like she's pretty much polar opposite of my time. She'll pretty much start playing when I need to go to bed, and I'll start playing when she's heading to bed. But we get a couple hours in there. But what we'll do is, like, if I'm signing off for the night, I'll kind of say, like, here's what my character is thinking about. Here's things that he would probably do in the near future if you need to autopilot him. And that way, if they need to move forward, they can at least do a little bit. And otherwise, it's kind of understood that we'll go with what the group's doing. We're, like, a pretty neutral good group, so there's not a lot of, like, I'm going to get robbed by my fellow party members if I'm not there or something like that. Yeah, no, D&D Wiki is... I don't understand why that site exists. Like, none of it's accurate. None of it's balanced. It almost seems like a joke website. So, D&D Wiki, I don't even look at it. That's not good homebrew. Yeah, Fantasy Realms, Tabletop Simulator. I think JC mentioned today on her stream she's going to be giving away some keys to Tabletop Simulator, potentially. Grain of salt on that, I may be misquoting, but keep an eye out for that, because I'm going to try and get one of those. I want that. But I don't have any experience with that. I tried Fantasy Realms briefly because Matt Colville recommended it, but it feels very esoteric. And Roll20 is good. It's just kind of features hidden under features, and I'm not a super fan of that UI style. I think if it had a few more like hands-on tutorials, probably like it a bit more. But right now, not my thing. Found the Reddit, cool. Let's see. Oh, I haven't gotten on to Twitter, let alone Reddit. You know, I was real on and off with social media, and like I hated Twitter. Kind of lurked on Reddit a little bit. Reddit's very much what you make it, but Twitter really opened up to me once I realized that it's basically a giant chat room that just sort of partitions off based on who's talking about what, and that just clicked for me, and I started actually meeting people, making friends on there, and I love it now. Like, I'm on Twitter a little too much now, but it's awesome. And there's like art groups I'm in on like Facebook that talk about only using Facebook or only using Instagram, and I'm like, how do you guys do that? Because like Facebook is terrible in my opinion for that. Fighting against Facebook's algorithms is miserable and costly, and I'm just not into it anymore. And Instagram, I feel like, is more of making a mobile gallery for people. Like if you like to scroll through art and just like this, scroll like that, like that's cool. I enjoy that. but I don't feel like there's a lot of conversation that happens there. So like Twitter's really good for that, and I can still like share art and like talk about that art and talk about other people's art, and that's really nice. And so far Twitch is really cool. I'm apparently a chatterbox on Twitch, so at least I know I'm not working in silence. That's for better or for worse. I will fill the dead air apparently. Okay, let me zoom out here. How's everything looking? Something I gotta remember on this is this here Juniper is, all 4 of these are going to be paper minis. Actually, let me grab, if I don't hit the end of my rope on my headphones here. So I don't have a lot of cash, but I love having like actual things on the table, so I'm a huge fan of paper minis. One person I've bought a few things from is Trash Mob Minis. You can find them over on, I think they're on DM's Guild now, but they're also on DriveThruRPG. But they do these awesome, like, here's a cool T-Rex that I am totally going to use for Tomb of Annihilation. And I just printed this out on cardstock, used a Sharpie to cover the edges black. I still need to put a base on them, but, like, that's a cool mini, and that cost me paper. So, you know, that's pretty nice. So my plan with these characters here is to actually make minis out of them. And I think, where is Sinwin? I've disappeared from the stream, guys. Someone's gonna like sign on right now and be like, okay, this is weird. Well, of course, I can't find any of my player characters. Yeah, okay. That might be a show and tell for another time. But similar to this, I'm scaling Juniper here down to that 30mm base size, and we can use them as minis, so they get their own little custom character. It's really cool. I didn't even think about there being like D&D groups on Tabletop Simulator. That's awesome. Actually, I'm a lot more interested in that now. Yeah. I already ranted about Facebook, but I agree entirely, Toaster. That's, I don't know. Social media just needs like very basic things. Like, I want to be able to post and reply to replies and reply on other people's stuff, and like that should all be accessible. And I want to have a manageable and curated image gallery that I can add to and remove from without much hassle. And just a modicum of security so people can't hack my stuff. That's it. And no one really does all 3 of those. Let's see. Picardo, I feel like I looked at that at some point. I'll have to look at that. I feel like I've looked at that and I kind of bounced off of it, but I'll look into it. Yeah, James, I agree. Like, Facebook is much better for getting info than putting anything out there. Like, algorithms just send you in a swirl of nothing. Let's see. And that's a cool use for Facebook. I like that. And you're right, like, most people have a Facebook. That is the one advantage Facebook has over the others, is basically everyone's got one. But I think a lot more people are getting used to the idea of Twitter, Reddit, Instagram. I guess we'll kind of have to see what Generation Z does with all that. I was one of the goofs who jumped on Vero like, this is going to be awesome because I love the features. It kind of had all 3 of those things I was just talking about. But whatever happened with the guy who was like in charge of it turned out to be like a real scumbag or something. I don't want to speak to that too much because honestly I don't know what the whole deal was. But basically no one used Vero, so it died. Maybe we'll get another one that's better later on. Okay, let's see here. You know, I keep looking at the kind of tassel cloak back here with the rings, and I really just want to bring some of that back out. So I might, yeah, just kind of let some light on the rings at least. That adds a bit of dimension. That's kind of nice. Other than that, though, feeling pretty good about where this is at, considering I'm going to have to shrink it down. And I'm one who wants to get, like, if I printed this out and hung this, does it still look good? And that's not the use that I'm going for, so I probably need to just not worry about that. I'll add a little bit of a shadow over here. Yeah. Yeah, that's looking good. Probably get some like faux feather impressions with that. Nice. Yeah, I like that. I'm liking that. Juniper looks good. Attila looks good. May bring the shadows. Let's do this. I've not done this in Clip Studio, but a nice tip if you work in Photoshop and you're not sure how your stuff is looking just because color kind of muddles the eye for seeing good contrast. That didn't quite do what I wanted. Let's, there we go, turn that off. Now let's do that. You add a layer of black and you set it, I believe, to color. Yeah, and now I can really see like where my values are at and if I need to like punch up contrast on something. And I'd say this is not bad. I mean, as a druid, I kind of want her to be able to, you know, realistically blend into a background if she needed to a little, but there's enough like with her skin tone, with the white of her, I guess that's a corset underneath. Try not to think too much about, like, there's some good contrast. You can sort of see her, and her silhouette is pretty good, I feel like. Attila definitely stands out, her little owl pet, so I feel good with him. I may kind of look at the navigator. I may bring her cloak up a bit. That might help her pop out a little more. So let me turn that off. And then when you switch back, you're like, wow, that color really pops. Let's see. Color layers. There we go. Bring up our hue and saturation. So let's bring up the brightness a smidge. That's not bad. Maybe mostly affecting the top though, because I've got these gradients set on. I wonder, can I do that to multiple? Nah, sure can't. Okay, that's fine. I'll fiddle with that later. You guys don't want to see me fiddle with saturation settings. Okay, let me save that before I forget. Yeah, James, like, Google's the only calendar I use. I'm sure there are others in like standalone apps and all that, but why bother? Google is like the kind of interconnected I like. Oh, okay. So Vero didn't, yeah, I mean, that's pretty bad. I would not want to support that individual either if that's how he treated his employees, so it's probably for the best that that didn't catch on. It would just be nice to see a new one that really works well, because there's been, I don't know, at least a good half a dozen that sounded like the next big thing and just did not really take. Let's see. Alright, tell you what, where are we at with everything? I'm feeling, yeah, I think we'll kind of get started on coloring the line art. So I feel pretty good with where the shadow and everything is. Here's my line art. I'm going to duplicate that though, because I'm always worried about ruining stuff. There we go. We'll lock that layer, and we'll go ahead and get this tidied. Let's start with a little more red, a little more saturated. And let's Ooh, that's way too light. No, 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 no. That's terrible. Let's bring that way in. How's that? That's better. Skin tones, you gotta really pop that stuff though. That's more where we want it. And there it is. And I really just like to kind of soften up some of the lines that I have. You know, like if it's like skin on skin, try and get those. I usually tend to leave the nose and the mouth alone though, because like those are features that people look for, so it kind of loses a bit of the expression if you do that there. Yeah, I think that reads pretty well in the ear. Okay. And that's it for June's skin. Touch up that little bit there, because I'm being pedantic. No one will see that. I'm not going to do that. No one's going to see that. Everything shifts a little bit towards purple. Yeah, that's a good color. I like that. That lends some richness to the leather jacket. It softens it, but it does not quite blend it. Hey, what's up? How's it going, Julia? Good to see you. Yeah, when I posted on Twitter, I was like, well, okay, part of me was like, no one will probably see this. Everyone's watching Critical Role. And another part of me is like, oh God, what if people see this? What if they come on my stream? What if people watch me draw? But I'm chilling out now, so, you know, glad to have you here. Thank you. Yeah, so this is Juniper. She is a wood elf, and I said half elf earlier, guys. Sorry, I'm spacing. Wood elf druid, who I think also went Circle of the Moon. I'm pretty sure they both did. So I'm gonna have to deal with two shapeshifters as the campaign goes on. That'll be fun. No, it really will be fun. I'm just gonna have to figure out how to challenge them a little more. Because at some point they're gonna turn into dinosaurs and just eat people, and I don't know what to do with that yet. But yeah, her whole deal is she's trying to find her friend who's lost in Chult, the jungle lands of the Tomb of Annihilation module. It's her Aarakocra buddy who's gone missing. So that, she's interested in the death curse and why it's happening, wants to solve it. She's pretty altruistic. I think she's neutral good. There we go. Some lines on the glove. She's got her cool little bird friend, Attila. Cool bird. Yeah, there's so many kinds of elves, and like that last D&D Beyond, where Merle's was like, here's a whole other subset of elves that we're going to talk about in Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. And it's just like, man, I don't know. Like, what are elves anymore? I'm not one to be like, your fun is wrong. I think you want to play Space Camels? Do it. Have fun. But at a certain point, I'm like, it could probably just be a different fantasy race, right? Like, it doesn't really have to be elves anymore, because I think it sort of dilutes elves, which are cool. Like, elves are cool. We don't need to, like, have a Baskin Robbins of elves to make them relevant. There we go. I'll tell you what, I want to get Attila looking cool, so I'm gonna go ahead and color him up somewhere around here. Oh yeah, that's that good color. I like that. Makes Attila look all warm and fluffy. Yes, yeah, that's a good line color right there. Like that. Is that gonna look good? Yeah, that looks good there. His little owl brows. I love his eyebrows. He just kind of looks like he's judging you all the time. Alright, just making sure I didn't miss anything. Sorry if you catch me zoning out on chat. I'm just like, where was I last time? And sorry if I've missed anyone's messages. There's not nearly enough people here to worry about spam, so if you're like, hey, I wanted you to see this thing, go ahead and send it again if you want to. I'm not worried about that. Is that gonna... Yeah, no, that looks good. We can kind of taper the outline. Yeah, that looks nice. And let's see, for his face, that's already pretty purple lines. Where's that? Yeah, that looks good. It's a nice creamy kind of dessert looking purple color. Yeah. Yeah. He is a good burb. He almost died like first session. Like she sent him off to scout a pirate ship that looked abandoned, and it's like it's first time playing D&D, so like fair is fair. But I was like, there's archers on this boat. They're gonna shoot at a bird because they're grung. They're poison dart frog people. They're gonna want to eat a bird. So yeah, Attila managed to dodge several arrows, very luckily, because it's not like his stats are amazing. There's some very lucky rolls on her part for him. But he made it back. It's good. He's still alive. Let's see. Oh my god, James, I love Strax so much. I'm a huge Doctor Who nerd. So I know you're talking about the campiness of Spelljammer right now, but space camels, space hippos, reskinning pet humanoid animals to look like Strax. I kind of need to play Spelljammer now. So if you're trying to steer me away from it, you've gone about it the exact wrong way, my friend. Okay, let's see. Let's get this dark leather. Scale purple. It's already pretty dark. That's probably not going to show up all that much, but yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, actually that softens that quite a bit. There we go. And again, I know I'm working too detailed at this point. I'm just going to try to get some of this. Doesn't have to be all, but I still have a certain look I'm going for, so I want to be sure and accomplish that. There we go. Yeah. And man, y'all, I love like purplish lines. I think that looks so good on stuff. It just makes the whole thing look like, I don't know, like whimsical a little bit, but not too much, like it's a little thing. It's just cherry on top kind of stuff. There's that. And this might not be something that you guys are like, okay, he's just like vaguely coloring these lines, but man, once it's all done, it looks so good. It's one of my favorite parts of doing art, actually, is kind of like this toning everything. I really enjoy color probably a lot more than line art stuff. That boy must be protected. Yeah, I expect Attila, Julia, is going to be kind of... I get why Trinket was trouble for Vox Machina. Like, I love Trinket. I'm a huge Trinket fan. But how that bear did not die throughout that entire campaign is beyond me. the Beastmaster Ranger was not built to keep the same pet over the course of a ranger career. So the fact that Laura held on to him the whole time, magical. Well done. I was super impressed. And I hope Attila lasts. I like Attila. He's a cool burb. But I don't want to fudge rolls for my players. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, the owl was magically okay. Like, if you send him in to scout a pirate ship full of archers, he might die. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. Didn't really shade that too much. That's okay. Ooh, you know what? That orange is going to look super cool in a moment, I think. Let's keep that kind of bright. Let's see what this looks like. I think that'll work. Let me bring it just a hair down. Yeah, that looks cool. See, like that stuff just makes this pop. I can get that without scribbling over other lines anyway. Yeah. That's good lines. Oh, I didn't do the lines on the belt pack. That's alright, I'll get to those in a second. Oh, Strax is a better version of Space Hippo. Alright, yeah. So the Space Hippo is kind of like militaristic, I guess. Because I want Space Hippos that are just all about throwing grenades at everything and being talking potato men. Yeah, that looks nice. I like that. I tell you what, we'll go ahead and carry that into her hair because I think that's going to pop real nice. Yeah. A slightly bigger brush. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's looking good. I like that. Let's see. He's coming in so late in relation to your stream, sorry. Oh, no worries. Like, I'm figuring out, like, timing of chat and me talking. I know there's a delay. You got a ranger in your God Squad campaign that's got a baby bear companion and has officially decided not to make the baby invincible. Well, I mean, the adventuring life is not for every bear. I don't know. Hopefully he's slightly more invulnerable than the average bear. But keep me posted on that. I hope your bear cub survives. And by the way, like, God Squad, maybe I just see, like, you post on that, or maybe we have mutual Twitter friends who are part of your group. Do you guys do, like, a podcast or something like that? I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I've seen God Squad lots of places. Maybe that's just part of my particular Twitter feed. Let's see. Yeah, honestly, that necklace, and mild spoilers, I guess, for folks who maybe haven't finished Campaign 1, having what was effectively a Pokeball for Trinket to return to when he was knocked out, that's why he was alive at the end of the campaign. That bear got messed up a few times. And I feel like after the necklace came into play that Matt just stopped tracking death saves for Trinket. Like, once he was out, it was like a familiar that dissipated. And I think that worked better for everybody. It's occurring to me, guys, I've probably been doing this for far longer than I anticipated. Let me see, what's the time? This probably tells me how long I've been on, right?
It's 11.
When did I start? Okay. Well, thanks for being patient with me, honey. Yeah, I'm probably... I think this is a pretty good stopping spot, honestly. Let's kind of pull out. Yeah, she's looking good. That kind of reddish line for the orange stuff really pops. I tell you what, just because I want to see it before we call it good and do it on the bottom of the cloak, because yeah, that looks nice. And I don't even want a black line on the edge of these. I want these to look kind of soft, so I'm just going to get that. I'll clean this up later, but I wanted to at least see that first. That looks good. Yeah. Hour and 10 minutes. All right, no, that's kind of what I was aiming for, honestly. I felt like this is a little impromptu. It's like, try and get an hour in, see how it goes. Maybe I'll quit after 5 minutes, but we did good. We did good, everybody. I'm proud of y'all. Thank you very much for joining me. I was like getting stomach knots at the idea of people actually watching me draw, but I think that's better than having an empty chat room for 8 hours. So thank you for being here, and thank you for the people that followed. Like, you guys are awesome, seriously. And yeah, if you have any suggestions, if it felt like sound was odd, or like if you know the Streamlabs widget that lets people like do song requests or anything else that you might recommend, I'd love to hear about it. Hit me up in JC's Discord or Ryutsu's Discord. I'm going to start looking into how to set up my own, and we'll go from there. And I'm not going to have a schedule just yet, still kind of filling this out, but I want to shoot for affiliate, so I'm going to probably stream twice a week anyway. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and save this, and we will call it good. So guys, thank you very much for joining me. It was a pleasure, and everyone have a great night. Take care.